This package contains a tracking device. I am currently in Switzerland and I'm about to post it 500 miles back to the UK. I'm then going to drive this huge motorhome up through Europe, back to the same destination, whilst tracking the package's every move so we can find out exactly which route it takes, but more importantly, who makes it back to the UK first. Good morning, people. I might look half asleep today, but that is because I'm up earlier than usual because I've got an extreme mission on my hands. This envelope right here has challenged me to a race back to the UK. On the other side of it, I do have my home address, but obviously I'm not going to show you that. And inside the envelope, I'm going to place this Apple AirTag. So on the way back, we're going to be able to track the movements of the package, see where it goes, how it gets back to the UK. I'm genuinely interested. Does it go by air? Does it go by boat? Does it go by train? Does it go by camel? So before we set off to find a post office, I'm just going to check that it is tracking it as it should, and as you can see, that is me, and the pigeon symbol is the AirTag, and that is right next to where I am, so that means we are in business. I've only got 1 hour before I have to check out of that campsite, so I'm cutting it pretty fine. According to the website though, there is a post office half a kilometre away, so I'm going to walk to that one. If it isn't there, because it doesn't look like it is on Google Street View, then I'm going to have to get a bus all the way to the other side of the lake and find a post office in the main town. So it looks like this is the way to the post office, but I'm pretty sure that sign means either you can't walk down there or you're not allowed to wear weird hats. But there's a bus stop right here, so I'm just going to risk it, get on the bus, and hopefully I can get one back in time. A bus just came along, but apparently that bus did not want to pick me up. Must be because I'm not wearing a weird hat. I'm still confused as to why you don't have to actually pay to get on the bus, but I've located the post office. I need to post this to the UK.
Yes. What is inside?
It's like a Apple tag.
Sorry.
No worries. It's like an Apple, like a pop tag thing, like similar to that, but it's like a round.
It's a cover?
Is it?
It's a cover for a phone?
It's similar, it's like a holder.
Ah, okay.
And here's your tracking slip. Here.
Excellent. Okay, thank you so much. Have a lovely day. I've got 11 minutes to get back to the campsite. It's basically not going to happen. Hopefully I don't get any late fees. I ended up being about 15 minutes late back to the campsite, but it's all good. No one said anything and I just rocked on out of there. And I didn't really have time to plan a route at the moment, so I just sort of headed north, and currently I'm pulled over at a services. So for the purpose of you being able to see it a bit clearer, I've changed the icon of the pigeon to a yellow bird, but fear not, it still identifies as a pigeon. As you can see, it is currently in the post office, and this is the location of myself now a little bit further on up the road. It's not often in life that you don't know which country you're in, but right now is one of those moments. I know that I just left, oh hold on, France. He's knocked a cone over. Naughty man, somebody tell him. I am now in a small town or possibly village called Eberchem. Maybe, I don't know how you pronounce it. But my French is coming along in leaps and bounds, as always. Le petit point croissant. Les Miserables, bonjour. But anyway, I decided to rock up at another campsite, not only because this beast is far too big to stick at the side of the road, but this campsite literally cost 12 euros for the night. I swear in Switzerland they're more like 40 euros. But anyway, we got more important things to worry about than campsite money. Let's take a look at the package. And she's on the move! The pigeon has left the nest. Where exactly is she? Oh, she's not far from the starting point. So she started off on this corner here, and she is now down the road. She must have only just left. She's in the middle of the road. Get out the road, you maniac! She's darted off. Where the hell did she go? Oh, right, okay. She is travelling. She is travelling. So if we just zoom right out of the map, you will see, oh, there we go. I'm located right up there now in France. This is possibly the most exciting thing that has ever happened to anyone ever. It's currently about 5 p.m, so I thought I'd check out to the local area. So if you're a regular viewer of this channel, you will already know this, but I don't like to plan too much. But there is a loose plan for the Grand Pigeon Race. So the guy in the post office told me that it would take roughly 3 to 7 days to arrive back in the UK. So I'm planning on arriving there myself in about 4 or 5 days. So that should make things more fair and interesting, seeing as that is slap bang in the middle of the estimated delivery days. Look at this building, how delightfully quaint. Je m'appelle, je m'appelle. As much as it was nice wandering the streets and checking out the area, I cannot take my eye off the ball. So I've come back to the van to see if I can check out the location of the pigeon on the laptop instead of the small screen of the phone. Okay, we are in business. So this building right here is where I posted it this morning, and it is now all the way up here. And just for comparison, that is obviously still in the middle of Switzerland, and we are up here on this little dot above it. But the important question is, what is happening to the pigeon right now? Is she in transit? And no, it looks like she's in a building. Right, we need to find that building on Google Maps. Oh yes, it is a post depot. She is on track for a good delivery. So my guess is that it's going to be inside that depot for a little while whilst they sort it out and figure out where she needs to go next. So in the meantime, I'm going to get some work on the go, and I'm also... Is that a hound? I'm also going to get some lunch, some dinner even, and then I'll catch up with you guys later and we'll see the latest location. I've just been chilling out in bed. It's getting pretty hot in here, but it's like a proper thick heat, like the air. I reckon I could cut it with a baguette or something. It's like I can feel the air. It's mental. Anyway, you're not even going to believe what I created for dinner. Like, you're genuinely not going to believe it, because it was an exquisite culinary delight from 3 different areas of the globe. It was a multicultural dish. It genuinely was, right? I had what was it, biffies from Italy, and then I had an egg sandwich from Switzerland, and to top that off, I had some infused water from right here in France. Anyway, ow! What happened there? The chair just bit me. Anyway, let's check up on the progress of the yellow pigeon. Come on. Gosh, she's not close. Where the hell is she? What? Oh, she's all the way up here. Okay, where is that compared with me? Oh, she's still in Switzerland, but right up the top now. Is she on the move? That is the question. No, she's in another building. Doesn't look like one I can look at with street view either, because it's not by the road, but we'll give it a go. Right, it is roughly here. Oh, lorries. Lorries, that is a good sign. That's got to be it, right? I'm starting to hear the gentle pitter-patter of rain upon my roof. Hopefully it will actually rain and it will get rid of this fabric-like air so I can breathe again and then cool off. But I'm going to get myself ready for bed, get into bed, watch some YouTube videos, chill out for the evening, listening to the rain on the roof, and then I'll catch you guys in the morning. Do you speak English at all? I was going to ask, what's in these?
Nature, chocolate.
Coffee, yes, please.
Long coffee? Short.
Large.
It's okay.
Right, merci.
Bye.
I would say good morning, but we don't really have time for pleasantries. Well, in the time that it took to explain that, I could have just said good morning. No, I'm not going to. We don't have time. Oh, good morning. There we go. Are you happy? Right. First of all, this is apparently a large coffee. What the hell? This, I believe, is called a chocolate in pain or something like that. So I thought I'd put that out of his misery. But we do have some updates for you guys. So I checked in around about 10:30 at night and it was still in the same building. However, at around midnight, I noticed it looked like it had moved to the corner of the building. But upon a closer inspection, I then realised that it was actually on the railway line beside the building. So then I went back onto Street View and I had a little look at the area by that railway line, and as you can see, it is full of freight carriages. There's not a passenger train in sight, so that confirmed to me that the pigeon was about to take off on a locomotive. The next update came at around 2:15 in the morning. I checked it again and it was in the same sort of area. I think the city is called Zurich, but it had moved down the railway track a little bit, but this time it was actually on the outside of the track and right on the edge of another building, so I'm assuming this is where it was offloaded. After that I got a very small amount of sleep, and then at 8 AM this morning, after being awoken by a cockerel, I saw the pigeon heading west on the road. So it's time to get a quick live update before we hit the road ourselves. No, it's in a new building. No, it's not. It's in a car park. Oh, it's right at the back of a services car park. The lorry must have stopped to have a burger, although there is a railway track there as well. Who knows where the pigeon is headed from here? Don't you worry, little one. You don't need to suffer any longer. That is the one. I've made an executive decision. We are going to locate the driver, chase him down and regain the pigeon. I don't think he can be trusted. Alright, I'm only joking, we're not really. But what we are going to do, this is an executive decision, I want to visit an entirely new country. So I'm headed to Luxembourg. It is kind of en route, so it's all good. Hang on, one final check before we are leaving has revealed... Where is he? He's literally... Oh, I haven't pressed the button. Oh, he's still in the services. The lazy... But we have a 2.5 hour drive, so there's no time to think about anything else right now. I'll probably pull over halfway so we can check for any updates. I bought a very grown-up baguette. I had no idea what was in it, which is unlike me to buy something like that, but I've got to be honest, it was really nice. I am becoming a fully fledged adult, but unfortunately there is literally no progress on the pigeon. It is still located in that little car parky bit, right at the back in the bushes. It's a little bit worrying, but chances are the lorry driver's just having a bit of a kip. We have officially arrived in Luxembourg. The last I heard, the pigeon is still in the back of that car park, but hopefully we will have some movement soon. Yeah, I'm looking to stop for one night. Is that...
That's what you drive.
It is 7.5 metres. No, okay. The other campsite that she told me about that she says is big. Well, let's see how far away it is first. It's got pretty decent reviews. It is 31 minutes away. I've had enough of driving really, but this has got to be done. Before we leave though, let's check on our favourite yellow bird. She's still there. What is going on? We have arrived at campsite numero 2.
And you are with one person, two person, three?
Just myself.
Just yourself. Now, alright.
I'm tucked up safe and sound on the campsite. I've checked out the facilities. I've had a shower. I've offloaded the footage from my cameras. I've tidied up the motorhome and made my bed. Plus I've had my dinner. It is now 7:30 PM, but lazy Larry the lorry driver is still fast asleep. So here is what we know about a pigeon's movements so far. It was picked up from the post office and taken north to a depot. It was then transferred to a larger lorry and taken further north to a train station. The train then took it across the country to pretty much Zurich, and from there it was picked up by Lazy Larry the lorry driver, and he took it a tiny bit up the road before he couldn't resist having a bit of a kip. I got pretty bored of waiting around, to be honest, so I've come to explore the mean streets of Luxembourg. Although if I'm completely honest, I think there's like 0 points to it, because this is the most UK-like country I've ever been to. I realised it when I was driving along earlier. The motorways just look exactly like the UK. And even this, just look at it. It's literally like a field in Kent. I mean, you couldn't get more UK-like if you tried. But if you have any horses, hold them. Hold those horses tight, because this is a sight to behold. Look at it. A Fiat Panda, but it's a 4x4. An off-road absolute beast. The first thing I'm doing when I get home is looking on Auto Trader to see if I can pick one of those up and turn it into a new micro camper. You know, how do you say meow in Luxembourgian? I don't know if the mic picked that up, but genuinely after I said that, he meowed at me. That was perfect timing. Stop what you are doing. The pigeon has opened her wings once again. She's taken to the road. Lazy Larry's nap time has ended, and it looks like the pigeon is now headed west. I don't know why I'm pointing over there. I don't know if that's west or not, but she's headed west. It's like the smallest mouse I've ever seen in my life. Is it a shrew? That's probably the best thing that's ever been seen or witnessed by anybody. David Attenborough strikes again. That is a cat, a panda, and a shrew. Oh, you couldn't write this. Look at it. Alright, that is enough naturing for one day. We have a job to do. Where is this pigeon? Okay, she's literally right up on the border of Switzerland now. In fact, has she crossed the border? Yes, she has. She's gone right over the edge. Okay, she's now officially in France, in what seems to be some type of lorry yard, truck depot. What is this place? Mulhouse. What does Mulhouse even mean? Alright guys, don't you worry. Detective Ads has been on the case. I've translated Mulhouse from French to English. The translation is Mulhouse. Either way, my pigeon is in a mulhouse, and hopefully that is Lazy Larry's last leg of the journey. The pigeon spent the night just 9 miles away from me. I got to fill you in on so much this morning. So throughout the evening I kept refreshing the location, and she was rapidly moving north via the road. Every time I refreshed it she was getting a little bit closer to me, and much to my surprise she entered Luxembourg. Now this had continued all night until around about 10 p.m. where she seemed to settle. As I looked at the location, it looked to me like another depot, so I thought she might be there for a little while. But then when I zoomed out from the depot, it turns out it was actually an airport. There were planes on the runway. So I got me some sleep, expecting to find out that this morning she was in the UK. When I woke up, I checked the location. I saw she was indeed on a road again, but as I zoomed out, I found out she was in fact in northern France. Now, as much as it's exciting that she boarded the plane, I'm a little bit annoyed that I didn't get to see which plane she was on. So now I've got to go and do a little bit of detective work. Another little update has just come through. She's now at Calais. And if you look closely, you will see that it is a truck stop for the Eurostar. I think it's called Le Truck Village, which means she will be entering the UK via train. But I still need to know which flight she took, because without having the entire picture of the journey, I will not feel like this mission is complete. So I've logged on to Flight Radar and I'm just looking at all the flights that have gone throughout the night. I mean, there are so many, this is going to be impossible to find it this way. But I believe we can look up the actual departure board for this particular airport. Right, load earlier flights. Okay, so the possibilities are, there's one to Amsterdam. It's a little out of the way. I very much doubt that was it, but that could have been a possibility. In fact, no, I wouldn't have been able to drive there in time. We've got Lille. That's in France, isn't it? Where is Lille? So that is the airport in Lille. Oh, hang on, that is it. That is right up the north of France. That has got to be the one. Yeah, it has to be. There's no other ones that go to France. Oh, hold on, what's this? Marseille. Oh no, that's last night. I would have seen that one before I went to bed. I don't even know where Marseille is. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correct. Let's have a quick look just to double check. No, that's right down the south of France. Right, that means the only option is the flight to Lille. Oh look, we can play back the flight and everything. Look at it! Look at the pigeon soar! Okay, that is it. That is the one. We know exactly how she got to Lille. And one final update before I hit the road myself. She is now on the tracks waiting to enter the tunnel. So the plan for today is I would like to follow in the footsteps of the pigeon. In fact, it wouldn't be the footsteps, would it? I would like to follow in the wing flaps of the pigeon. Now, I'm pretty sure it's not going to get to the UK and then make a beeline straight to my house, but because it's going to be a lot closer to the final destination, I think I need to get closer to Calais just in case I have to cross over tomorrow instead of the next day. So as Captain Birdseye once proclaimed, probably, let's head to Lille. I can confirm the pigeon is now at a depot in the UK. As for me, I've just pulled over at these services. I drove out of Luxembourg and up through Belgium, and that is where I currently am. So I still got a little bit more driving to do before I get to Lille. So let me just update you on what has happened with the pigeon since Lazy Larry, the lorry driver, woke up from his nap. Well, let's be honest, it wasn't really a nap, more of a hibernation. But from there, it was taken to just beyond the border in France to another depot. It was then picked up and driven all the way up through France until it reached Luxembourg, and that is where it boarded a plane headed north for Lille. Once it landed, it entered another truck, made its way across to Calais, where it boarded the train, entered the tunnel underneath the English Channel, arriving in London. From there, another truck has taken it around the M25 to the depot where it currently is. Now, the funny thing is, at one point on that journey around the M25, it was literally 20 minutes away from my house. Now, looking at Google Maps here, this place is the International Logistics Centre, Royal Mail. And if we check the street view, we can confirm that she has been handed over to the little red British Postal Service. There's been a change of plan. I have entered France, but I'm no longer stopping at Lille. I'm heading straight to Calais, to the ferry port, and I will explain more when I get there. Because this is a brand new motorhome that was built in Italy, I'm technically importing it into the UK. So I've been told I have to go in the freight lane. Where do I have to go now? Orange man, tell me. Down there. Perfect. Thank you. Have I got a certain lane that I need to be in?
Yeah, it should say on your thing.
Is it that one there? Yeah, 1203. So perfect. All right, mate. Thank you. The reason why I abandoned the final night in France is because it's getting a little close for comfort with the pigeon so close to the finish line. Now, it is currently still at that Royal Mail International Logistics Depot, but if it's released from there at any moment, it could travel to my local depot and then to my house. And also, I realised that when I get back to the UK, it's not as simple as just driving straight home. I have to drive about 3 hours north of where I live to drop the motorhome off at the depot for that, and then make my way back across London on public transport, so it's not quite a simple journey as soon as I hit the UK. Now, things might have been a tiny bit more simple if Royal Mail's tracking service was a little bit more accurate, but according to that, right now it's apparently still in Switzerland. So right now I'm going to sail the oceans far and wide and land on the UK in an hour and a half. It's time to go and find a park up for the very last time in this motorhome. I'm not paying for a campsite in the UK, that is for sure, especially at this time of night. So we're going to indulge in a spot of stealth camping in this extremely subtle and well camouflaged vehicle. I've just pulled off into this little side road. I've just realised I've been travelling today for 12 hours now. It is almost midnight and I have had enough. I am parked up. Finally, I'm right outside someone's house, so I've got to be quiet, and I can't have many lights on in here. If we make it through to the morning without getting moved on, I will show you exactly where we're parked. I'm just having one last check on the app before I go to bed, but it looks like the pigeon is still at the depot. So for now, I'm going to jump into bed and call it a night. The very first thing that I did this morning when I opened up my eyes was check to see which direction the pigeon was headed. But unfortunately, there was no excitement in the answer because she is still in the depot. So I'm about to go to the storage unit which I rent so that I can unload everything from the motorhome. And then I've got to start making my way north to Luton to drop this bad boy off. if there's excessive rattling noise in the back. Obviously I've emptied everything out and the cupboards are going mental, but we are just 1 minute away from the depot, and I'm not talking about the depot to drop the motorhome back. I decided that since we were practically passing the door, we would pay the Royal Mail depot a little visit. There she is. That is literally where she is. She's in there. I'm going to go back around again. I don't know which bit she's in, but I want to find the actual building and get as close as possible. Right, this is not Royal Mail, this one's DHL, but if I just pull over in here for a minute, I can check the map. So according to this, yeah, we're right in front of her. Literally, she's in that building there. I knew it. I could smell her when I came in. Hopefully see you soon, my little beauty. Spread those wings. Spread those wings. She's a little bit noisy. I imagine this must be what it's like for a Walker's Crisp to live inside a packet. Anyway, we are currently at the final destination for the motorhome. The journey has come to an end. So this might be the end of the road for the motorhome, but obviously the video itself is far from finished because we still need to get back to my house and see if we can beat the pigeon. Yeah, cheers for the lift, mate. I appreciate that. Safe in Uber. Have a good one.
Please mind the gap.
This train terminates at blank.
The package simply did not move from that international depot. I waited and waited. In fact, I waited for a further 6 days, which was 7 days in total since it had arrived in the UK, and 10 days in total since I originally posted it back in Switzerland. The entire time, the Royal Mail tracking was telling me that it was in fact still in Switzerland and it hadn't left that country. But then all of a sudden, one evening, I had a text to tell me that it had left Switzerland and it had now arrived in the UK. So I jumped on the laptop to catch a little glimpse of it moving from one building to the other. From there, it actually left and it hit the road and headed to another depot near central London. Fortunately, it was only in that depot for a few hours before it hit the road again and made its way down to my local depot, and then the following morning,
I just got a special delivery I need a signature for, please.
Okay, no worries. It may have taken 11 days in total, but the homing pigeon is here, safe and sound. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode as much as I enjoyed filming it. The edit of this one was so time consuming and complicated, so I would massively appreciate it if you were to hit subscribe. As for me, I'm already about to start my next adventure, so stay tuned and I will catch you guys next week. And as for you, welcome home.